Hey, joining us now on the MARR Army Rock Show, we are glad to have Craig with us. He is the vocalist of the band Solidify from Arkansas, I believe they are from, and we're glad to have you on the show. Craig, welcome.
Hey, thanks a lot, Rocky. Good to be here, man.
Hey, so I've been enjoying, prepping for this interview. Sometimes I just have a good time prepping for an interview and really enjoying your music, listening to you. But I didn't know you before this, so give me a brief biography and history of the band a little bit.
We've been active for probably about a couple of years now, but we've been looking for a good, solid lineup that we really feel has the same kind of drive, motivation, and vision for what we're all going for. And honestly, that just finally came to us this year. And with that, we've got our sound kind of figured out now, and so we're in the works of recording our first EP. And man, I couldn't be more thrilled to have the group of guys behind me that I have on this. It's a blessing, really, to have people like this willing to work.
Now, you mentioned recording the first EP, but there's a couple tunes out there folks can listen to right now on iTunes. And the first one I wanted to ask you about was Insomnia. Tell me a little bit about that tune.
Okay, so Insomnia was probably the first song. Yeah, I believe it was. It was the first song that we played that I didn't write personally. While we were looking for the right group of people, man, I was really the only one engaged in the writing process. And so all the tunes that we've been playing on stage up until that point were written by me musically, lyrically, and all of that. And I really don't like that approach for myself because it doesn't give you a good feel of who all the guys are in Solidify, you know. Until then, we were just kind of Craig Eubanks, and that's not at all what I'm going for. John Starks, our guitarist, brought in the music for Insomnia and said, hey guys, I got a pretty good riff. Why don't you check this out? I think we could do something with it. And we were all listening to it, and man, I could look around the room and everybody's faces were just lighting up. I mean, I was not the only one excited about this one. So, we all kind of agreed on it. We made a couple of changes, but honestly not many. We started kind of committing to it. Everybody put their own touch on it, and I loved the music of it, but I had nothing for lyrics on it, honestly. And I'd come home and I was thinking about it, and it may have been a couple of days later. I was in my chair playing my guitar, just kind of trying to spend some time with the guitar itself. That way, you know, it's no pressure to write a song anymore. It just kind of gets me into that good atmosphere where music is. And I'd just been a little bit grumpy. I'd gotten home from work. I've been grumpy toward my kids, toward my wife, and they were upstairs. It was bath time. They were playing, and I just really kind of got down about how I've been treating them, you know, past couple days. While I was stressed out about everything else. And so it came to me that you can get focused on something and it really takes away from everything else that's in front of you. So Insomnia is kind of about that, about how you've got all the other things stressing you out, but really what's most important is what you've already committed to, what's there in front of you, like in this specific instance, my family. And that's kind of where that one came from.
Now, folks may know this. There's a music video out there for that as well. Tell us a little bit about the making of that video for that song.
Okay, so Live Sosa is the guy that we got to direct the music video. And up until then, he had done hip-hop and R&B videos, and he did pretty well. Our bassist, Steven, actually went to the same gym with Live Sosa for a while, or Live Maze. And so they had already been in contact with each other. Well, when we were trying to figure out who we wanted to shoot our video, we thought back to Live. And, we let the guys kind of check out some of his work, and we really liked his camera action. So we called Live up and, pitched it to him and see if he wanted to do a rock video. He said, absolutely. I remember his exact quote was, "I'm tired of the booty shaking." So we said, well, come on in, man. I ain't got a lot, and I definitely ain't good at shaking. So let's go ahead and get you in on this. So we brought him down. Unfortunately, man, Live had big plans for this video. A lot of stuff planned out. We had costumes done. We had props and things like that thought up. unfortunately, our guitarist was held up at work. A guy had just been fired that day, and he had to cover his route too. So by the time our guitarist got there, we only had about an hour of sunlight to work with. And so that really, I don't feel like the video really shows what live is capable of. But, we still made the best of it, had a great time with him, went through his storyboard ideas and stuff, and just kind of let live do his thing, and got a few shots of us having a great time. And it was all filmed right there in Steven's garage, which is what we really wanted out of our first video. When he was asking us about location and things like that, we had told him so far everything we had done had come from this garage. I mean, it's kind of just dripping with Solidify at this point. So let's really take this first video in this garage and let's capture exactly where we're coming from. And so that's why you see like the different posters and things up in the background. That's kind of our habitat.
Now, when I was kind of trolling around your Facebook page today, learning more about you guys, I came across something called the Unsung Ghost series. Tell us a little bit about that.
So Unsung Ghost, out of all of my songs, man, that one is my problem child. It's got the most insightful lyrics, I guess, about who I am as a person, and it's kind of hidden in there, but it's for the people who kind of deal with the same issues, have the same problems that I have. I feel like if you're one of those people, you'll very quickly understand what I'm talking about in this song. And if not, then it just kind of, maybe sounds good, hopefully, or maybe not. So I put that song out, and it's ridiculously long. And our producer had told us to maybe cut off a verse, cut the solo, but man, I love it all. The Unsung Ghost that you've probably seen is the acoustic version where my guitarist John and I are sitting down. Right?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, so we usually take off a little bit throughout the winter to build our stage show up, come up with new things, new ways to interact, and also write new material and just really get everything back down again and get ready to run again in the spring. So during the wintertime, we had played with the idea of maybe having an acoustic series where we give the fans a little bit of something to do while we're not able to grace the stage at that moment. So Unsung Ghost was one of the ones I really wanted to do there because I'm pretty sure it's never going to be on an album. It's just too unruly for me. It's, like I said, too long for radio play, I believe. It's missing something, and I just can't put my finger on it, but I feel like it translates itself to acoustic really well. So I really wanted to get that out there.
Now, when you're writing music, are you writing acoustically because your music, or do you write on an electric guitar or something else? How do you write?
Acoustically, always. I've got an acoustic guitar in every room of the house except the bathroom. And that's just because I don't want my wife to think I'm weird. And it really helps because I never really sit down to write a song. That's never my intention when I sit down. In fact, I have sit down with the intent of writing a song, and it comes out forced and just really cheesy. And I don't really like the product that I come up with during those times. So instead, what I'll do is I'll just kind of sit down and bond with my acoustic. And it would be really cumbersome to have an amp in every room. But at the same time, in my excitement, if I begin to think of a tune or think of a riff or whatever, by the time I've run to the next room and got everything set up, the amp turned on, plugged in, and by that time I'm just kind of, I've got ADHD, and so it kind of goes off the other end. Instead, though, if I just feel like playing some music for a little while, I can grab an acoustic, put it in my lap, and toy around on it for a little while, and almost sneak up on a song, so to speak. So it's really, really more beneficial to me to just be relaxed about it and let the song kind of come to me. Unsung Ghost was written in about 15 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Start to finish, music, lyrics, all of it. And then there are others that span maybe a week or more of writing. The newest track that we just recorded in the studio, its lyrics actually weren't finished until 5 minutes before we were at the studio.
Oh, wow.
And so you've got those moments as well. But for me, once I get on an electric guitar and start playing around, it's more about practicing my technique, getting my technicality up, or I'm more focused on the guitar. Whereas with the acoustic, I feel more immersed in music itself. You can feel the vibration of the acoustic through your body. As your body heats it up, you can literally smell the wood a little bit around you. And it's, to me, man, that it really puts me inside the music where I need to be if I'm going to be creating a good product like that.
Hey, so I want to give you guys a shout out. Looks like you were nominated for an award I saw online. You want to tell folks about the award you're nominated for, and is the voting still going on?
Yes, sir, it is. All through November, I believe. This is the We Are Tulsa Music Awards. Now, our stomping grounds are in Fort Smith, Arkansas. Tulsa is about an hour and a half, 2 hour drive from there. And this year, man, that's really been home away from home for us, which is the award that we're up for is the Home Away from Home award. We played Fort Smith, Arkansas maybe 5 times this year because we're trying to transition into more of a regional act. And Tulsa was kind enough. We played 10 or 11 times there, 10 times I believe this year. They open their doors for us. Everyone there gives us a warm welcome. We never have any problems with anybody in Tulsa, and it's the band's included, man. There's no drama. There's no nobody's so much worried about bringing everybody else down so that they can kind of climb up. Instead, it really feels like a big family. And Roger Seago, Ryan Packard, a lot of people like that have put together this We Are Tulsa music movement to bring the bands more together and to really solidify everybody into a family there. And it's really neat to see what this has become. Last year we saw pictures, we weren't nominated for anything, but we saw pictures, and man, it was people getting out of limos and everybody tucked up and everybody going in there and just looking classy, man. And we were kind of jealous. We're like, dude, we gotta really maybe try to get that next year. That's really something to go check it out, man. It's like nothing else that's around here. And that's what they're trying to do, is to create this movement, this scene, reminiscent of like maybe what Nashville is or places like that, where everybody comes together and just really appreciates what we've got going on. Rocklahoma is a big festival that happens in Oklahoma.
Yeah, I've had the pleasure of being there once before, absolutely.
Yeah, did you?
Yeah, it was not last year before, I think. Yeah. So,
year before is...
I think
that's
it was
the 1 year I skipped.
Yeah, so it's a great festival you got out there, Oklahoma, man. It's a little hall. We're based out of Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Little hall for us, but we do cover stuff all around the country, so it's a good time out there. But hey, man, we've been talking with Craig Eubanks. He's a vocalist of the band Solidify. They're from Arkansas, man, and we're gonna be keeping an eye on you guys. And where do you want people to go to check out all your music and all your good stuff?
Man, a really good place is on Facebook, facebook.com/solidifybandok, and that'll generally point you to just about anywhere. You're looking for our music, it's anywhere you want it. It's iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, Spotify, YouTube.
There's Solidify, man. Find them out there. So, Craig, man, thanks so much for being here on the show.
It's my pleasure, man. Thanks for your time, dude.